Welcome to part 3 of converting my little Citroen Berlingo into a micro stealth camper. In the last two videos, you've seen me get the flooring sorted, the insulation and the cladding up on the walls, and we've now got it to this point. So this video is going to be about what's going in it. So let's get past the intro and I'll talk you through it.
Shut up and sit down.
So, I've been thinking for quite a while about how I want to lay out the inside of my van. I've been watching loads of little micro camper builds where they're coming up with some really clever ideas of how to make the most of your space and having everything fold away, everything very compact, everything very sort of economical space-wise. And I did consider doing it like that, like I could have had a counter on this side, I could have had like a fold-out bed on this side, I could have had, a hob and a fridge at the back. There was a whole load of options available to me. But the more I thought about it, the biggest benefit to having Trevor was the fact that after a long day, I could climb in him and just get into bed. And maybe I'm a bit spoiled with my sleeping arrangements, but I like having a big bed to myself. Although in this case, I'm going to be sharing it with Mina. But, there are workarounds to get through. But anyway, moving on. As a result, I basically decided I wanted to make this entire thing a bed. I'm not going to be having any fancy accessories, I'm not going to be having any cabinets, I'm not going to be having this or that. I literally just want this entire thing to be a bed. But that doesn't mean that I can't still have storage, and I can't still have nice things. So when I was putting up the cladding and designing the layout, I deliberately made it so that the two wheel arches sit at exactly the same height as this seat back here when it's folded down. The idea obviously is I can put some plywood along here with a frame underneath, have it going all the way across to the back, and then if I want, I could potentially make that like a little bit of extra headspace for when I'm trying to lay down. And then underneath the bed is predominantly going to be where all of my storage is for things, and I'll talk you through that in a second. But before I get to that, something which I'm surprised nobody pointed out yet is, where's my power? In most van conversion videos, you see people reeling wires throughout the cladding, you see them putting in like a split charger for the alternator, you see them fitting leisure batteries in somewhere, some people put solar panels on the roof, there's a whole wash of options. And initially, I was planning on doing that. But for two reasons I didn't. One, I'm really bad with electrics. Not the sort of thing I really want to be messing around with, especially when I'm literally in a giant metal can. And two, didn't see much point, because instead I've gone and bought myself an EcoFlow power bank. This one I think is the River 2 Max? River 2 Max, yeah. It's got two AC 3-pin sockets, it's got a 12-volt car charger, it's got 3 USB-A's and 1 USB-C available. And getting a full charge out of this onto my phone or my iPad uses up about 3 or 4%. And realistically, it's a microvan. I'm not going to be running any industrial-sized kitchens out of here. All I basically need is to be able to charge my accessories like my phone, be able to boil a kettle for a cup of tea, and maybe run a few things like a fan or a vacuum cleaner. And the other benefit of this is having had one van stolen, this can come in the house with me, so hopefully Not Trevor doesn't get nicked, but if Not Trevor does get nicked, they won't be getting this. And this could be recycled and put into a new one. Wow, that's depressing that I'm having to plan for if my van gets stolen. But yeah, as it happens, it's a real possibility. So, with the electric talk throughout the way, let's get on to what's going to be going under the bed. So just for demonstration purposes, I've just laid this piece of ply so you can see the height I'm going to be working with. Mattress is going to be going on top of here, and obviously all the way up to the same level as that seat over there. Under here, what I'm wanting to install is a bunch of drawers. I haven't decided if it's going to be 2 or 3 yet, because I'm going to have to contend with the narrowed width between the wheel arches. But I like the idea of being able to pull out a drawer here and having things like a camping gas stove, maybe like a mini fridge or something. Over here I could have like Mina's food and her bowl, things like that. And then what I'm thinking is in the middle, I could have like a pull-out table surface so that whilst I'm not able to camp in the van as such, if I get a tarp or something, lay it over the roof and between the two doors to make myself a shelter, this could potentially be my seating area, if you like, and I can eat off the sort of table here just out of a normal camping chair. And that way, whilst like I say I don't have much space inside the van to do things, the outside becomes my oyster. And then what I'm also thinking is, because the drawers are probably only going to be coming up realistically sort of level with these wheel arches, I could have another one that runs along here, and when the side doors open, I could pull out that side. So unlike other people who try to cram everything into the van, I'm trying to make mine more predominantly sort of out of the van, but still easily accessible. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. And I will warn you in advance, this video is going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy because I've got a wedding to get to in a couple of days, and I don't think I'm going to have time to build the drawers at the same time as the bed. So I'm going to try and focus on getting the bed done, then when I come back from the wedding I'll be able to focus on getting all the storage and things sorted. So like I say, it might be a bit of a kind of mismatchy, all over the place video. But that's the reason why. So, let's get on with this. Alrighty, there's the frame in. You can see that I opted for the 2 drawer option rather than the 3. 3 just looked like it was going to be a little bit too narrow, so yeah. Although, I guess it is still technically 3. Anyway, onto the ply now. And I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, because I think the pieces are slightly too short. Annoyingly, that's the size they come in. But we'll see. And there is the bed all fit up. Unfortunately, my camera died in doing the 2 awkward bits, which probably would have been the most interesting to watch on camera, but that's sod's law for you. So, that is basically as far as I'm going to be taking this for now, because like I say, I've got to get this thing to and from a wedding, but I'm going to whack the mattresses on, put some lights in, maybe add a few little bits and pieces just for comfort. Nice. It's a camper now. Right. Ooh, not Trevor looking pretty. Just got to stick the remote up to the side there. And I was going to use double-sided tape, except I think the only double-sided tape I had was left in Trevor. And that's long gone. So, yeah, I'll probably have to get some more. I'm just going to leave it dangling for now. Oh, I'm excited. This thing is already... Oh my god. Oh, heck yeah. So this is where we'll take a little break in the video, because as I keep going on about, I have to get to a wedding. But when I get back, we'll start working on the underneath of the bed. But right now, I'm definitely going to start working on the top of the bed. Oh, it's just heaven. And for the record, this is how it looks inside with the lights off. Hi. Amina seems to be quite keen on it. So, yeah, success. So the wedding was absolutely beautiful and it was a cracking time away. We happened to be in one of the most beautiful campsites I could have hoped for, with this gorgeous woods right on my back door. And speaking of back door, I obviously had to take a moment to do the obligatory back door sort of selfie type thing. Although it's funny that it's called a selfie when nobody shows themselves facing the other way when they're really hungover post-wedding. Hey boys and girls, it's Editor Phil, and I think I'm going to be ending the video here. I was planning on doing the interior of the vehicle all in one go, but it's already getting quite long and there's quite a lot left to do, so I'm going to upload that in a part 4, and that'll probably be the finale. So as always, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you on part 4. See you later, bye bye! Oh, do the like, comment, subscribe thing that, you know, we're all supposed to say at the end of YouTube videos. Please. Bye bye.